Hello everyone, welcome to the SBI Securities Weekly Podcast. Now let's see how the week has gone by. Extending gains from the previous week, the domestic equity market traded off highs and closed the week on a lower side. The benchmark indices Nifty and Sensex fell 1.5% and 1.4% respectively. Border market has also performed in line with the benchmark, with BSE Mid-Cap Index losing 1.1% on a week-on-week basis and BSE Small Cap Index fare relatively better with a drop of 0.1%. The positive sentiment of Indian market was distressed by sell-off in US market after fresh economic data release renewed recessionary concern. The US August 24 private payroll rose by 99,000, posting weakest job growth since January 21. On the other hand, initial jobless came for the week ended August 31st came at 227,000 versus the forecast of 230,000. The Brent crude fell by 5% during the week on muted demand outlook from China and a production increase from OPEC nation. This benefited FMCG and paint counters to some extent. Sectorally, except for healthcare and consumer durable, FMCG, all other sectoral index ended negative, with PSU, oil and gas, metal indexes falling more than 3% each on a week-on-week basis. GST collection in India grew by 10% in August 24 to 175 trillion, indicating higher domestic consumption. Auto companies were in focus during the week post-release of the monthly auto sales numbers. In brief, passenger vehicles industry continued to get impacted by high channel inventory and slowdown in EV sales, while two-wheeler volumes were robust with sign of recovery in the entry-level and rural market. On the fund side, FIIs and DIIs were net buyers to the tune of 9,643 crore and 5,321 crore during the week. Now let's look at weekly sectoral gainers and losers on BSE. BSE Healthcare was the highest gainer at 0.7% positive. BSE Consumer Durable was 0.4% positive. BSE FMCG at 0.3% positive. While the highest loser were BSE PSU at 3.9% negative, followed by BSE Oil and Gas at 3.9% negative and BSE Metal at 3.5% negative. Now let's look at the gainers and losers of Nifty 50. The gainers are Hero MotoCorp, Asian Paint, Bajaj Finserv, Titan Company, and SBI Life Insurance, while the losers are Coal India, ONGC, Tata Motors, Dr. Reddy's Laboratories, and NTPC. Now let's check on some key monitorables. FIIs were the net buyers to the tune of 9,642 and DIA were the net buyers to the tune of 5,320. Brent crude declined by 7.8% to $79.9 per barrel. Now let's look at some economic data. GST collection grew by 10% in August 24. GST collection stood at 1.75 trillion, 10% increase in August. During the same month of the previous year, gross GST collection stood at 1.59 trillion. In July, the collection stood at 1.82 trillion. US August payroll rose by 99,000. In August 24, private payroll rose by 99,000, lesser than July, which is at 111,000. In August 24 stood the weakest month for job growth since January 21. Initial employment claims. The number of people claiming employment benefit in the US dropped to 227,000, reaching a new 7-week low but remained above its yearly average. The outstanding claim fell to 18,38,000 in the previous week. The 4-week moving average for initial claim decreased to 2,30,000. The US Composite PMI stood at 54.6. S&P Global US Composite stood at 54.6 in August from 54.3 in July, showing up a significant increase in business activity. However, manufacturing production decreased for the first time in the 7 months. Output had increased for the 19th consecutive month, with service sector driving growth. Both sectors saw employment fall and input cost continued to rise sharply in August 24. Now let's look at the corporate development. KC International received an order worth rupees 1,423 crore for the supply and installation of 380 kV transmission lines in Saudi Arabia. Rashtriya Chemical Fertilizer approved the issue of NCD of 1,400 crore in the period of next 12 months through private placement. This remained positive for the company. Sky Gold that has approved the issuance of 4.17 lakh fully paid equity shares worth rupees 50 crore. This share issued were a part of a swap deal in exchange of acquiring 100% ownership in Sparkling Chain Private Limited and Star Mangalsutra Private Limited rather than for cash. This remained positive for the company. Akzo Nobel India. It has commenced the commercial production of powder coating products from its plant in Gwalior with an initial production capacity of 5,166 tons per annum. This remained positive for the company. Borosil Renewables will acquire 49% stake in Clean Marks Prithvi Private Limited from Clean Max Enviro Energy Solution Private Limited. This acquisition is to be completed in next 2 months. This remains positive for the company. Torrent Power. The company has entered into fresh MOU with Department of Water Resources for establishment of pumped storage project with a total capacity of 5,600 megawatt. This remains positive for the company. Ashoka Buildcon. It has announced its wholly owned subsidiary Viva Highways has successfully monetized its land in Hinjewadi, Pune for a value of 453 crores. This remains positive for the company. Jindal Stainless. It has supplied high-strength tempered 301 LN grade authentic stainless steel for this prestigious government project. These coaches are manufactured by Integral Coach Factory and Bharat Art Movers. This remains positive for the company. The Cabinet Committee on Security approved a proposal for procurement of 240 aerospace engine for Indian Air Force Su-30 MKI aircraft from Hindustan Aeronautic at the cost of 26,000 under the Buy India category. This remains positive for the HL. Gensol Engineering with Maastricht Gas and Renewable became the lowest bidder for a clean hydrogen project of 164 crore. This remains positive for Gensol. Welspun Corp. The board has approved a $100 million investment by its subsidiary Welspun Pipes for upgrading HFIW pipes manufacturing capability in the US. This remains positive for the company. Kens Technology. The cabinet has approved proposal of manufacturing new plant with a capacity of 6.3 million shifts per day. The cost of the project is 3,300 crores. This remains positive for the company. Now let's look at the order inflows that has come in this week. HAL has received an order of 26,000 crore from Ministry of Defence. Premier Energies has received an order of 215 crore from Uttar Pradesh Department of Agriculture. NBCC India has received an order size 180 crore from Oil India Limited. KEC International has received an order of 1,423 crore from international clients. NCC Limited has received an order of 1,236 from multiple orders. Railtel Corporation of India has received an order of 11 crore from Northern Railway. Vatek Wabag has received an order of 2,661 crore from Saudi Water Authority. Now let's look at the monsoon update. The Southern Peninsula as of 5th of September has received excess rainfall of 26%. Central India has received an excess rainfall of 16%. North and West India has received an excess rainfall of 4%. East and Northeast India is in a deficit of 13%, while on the overall India basis, the overall rainfall remains excess of 8%. Now let's look at the call for the week. Pick of the week Ethos. The target price is 3,880 and CMP is 3,372. Ethos is the largest jewelry and premium watch retailer in India. It had a healthy store network with an emphasis of pan-India expansion. The company has 66 stores spread across 26 cities in India, including one duty-free store at Delhi International Airport. Ethos has ventured into 2 new cities, Kochi and Dehradun in 1Q, and has opened 3 boutiques during the quarter. Additionally, 5 stores is planned to be opened in 2Q FY25. It is expanding strong brand portfolio with relationship with 60 plus premium and luxury watch brand. Ethos holds exclusive partners with Swiss brand in India and is associated with 60 plus renowned premium luxury brand which includes Rado, Omega, Louis, Moinet, Armin, Storm, Rolex. It has launched 2 Swiss watch brand ID Geneva and Singer reimagined in 1Q FY25. In order to expand its portfolio of luxury offering, Ethos has ventured into new segment of luxury travel accessories and brand jewelry through partnership with Messika and Rimowa, respectively in India. It has reported very strong set of numbers despite heat wave and election during 1Q FY25. Revenue PAT grew by 19% and 28% to 273 crore and 23 crore. EBITDA margin has expanded by 100 bips. Although the total sales volume declined by 5.9% to 13,245, the more than 1 lakh volume grew by 2%. More than 2,50,000 volume grew by 9.5%. Heat wave and general election mostly impacted the 50,000 to 2 lakh range during the quarter. However, July month saw significant growth with 28% growth on a YY basis. The stock is trading at a PE of 75 times and 56 times of FY25 and 26 multiple. The Ethos has delivered very consistent YY growth over the last 10 quarters, and we believe this traction to continue given its healthy store expansion and strong partnership with global brands. Now let's look at the key development to watch out for next week. Going ahead into the next week, both US and Indian market will release its August month inflation data. US CPI will be one of the most crucial data to track ahead Fed's monetary policy meeting, which is scheduled on 17th and 18th September. IIP data for July 24 will also be released in Indian market, while weekly jobless claim and PPI are other economic data to be released in US. Indian market will continue to track global cues for major trigger, while news-driven stock-specific action will also remain key monitorable. For key corporate action in the next week, kindly refer to our weekly wrap report. The link to view the report is shared in the description box below. This is all about the weekly market podcast. Thank you for listening.
Investment in securities market are subject to market risks. Read all the related documents carefully before investing.